top station in the CSRA, News Channel 6.
It's Halloween weekend and the forecast looks spooktacular. Stay tuned for all the details.
Now on Good Morning Augusta, a big day in Augusta. Fort Gordon now fight Fort Eisenhower. Plus, the suspected Maine mass shooting suspect found dead. The new details about the discovery and the lives lost. And later, one family is trying to bring home the bacon. We'll explain as your favorite weekend morning news starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Good morning, sunshine. Thanks for joining us. It's great to see you. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock. Coverage you can count on begins with a search for an escaped inmate in Jefferson County. According to authorities, 48-year-old Richard Bruce Sellier Jr. was a part of a road scraping detail near Bartow, Georgia, Friday afternoon. He was last seen operating a Caterpillar motor grader at Dukes and Kingdon Road. He's considered armed and dangerous. Contact authorities if you know anything. A new name for a local bar in Lewiston, Maine, where the manhunt for the alleged mass shooter. He's Robert Card, now over, after he was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Morgan Norwood has more from Lewiston.
This morning, the massive manhunt for Robert Card now over after police say they found him dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The lockdown that kept residents on edge for nearly 48 hours lifted.
Like many people, I'm breathing a sigh of relief tonight, knowing that Robert Card is no longer a threat to anyone.
State police say Card was found last night around 7:45 near a recycling center where he used to work. Reaction pouring in from state and federal leaders. President Biden writing, "This has been a tragic 2 days," adding, "I once again call on Republicans in Congress to fulfill their obligation to keep the American people safe. Until that day comes, I will continue to do everything in my power to end this gun violence epidemic." Authorities had been focusing in on this river where they say Card dumped his car at a boat launch just hours after Wednesday's massacre that left 18 dead and 14 injured. The victims ranging in age from 14 to 76, many leaving behind young children. Arthur Strout was a father of 5.
People loved him. You know, they just loved him.
David Greenleaf and Lisa Osgood were inside that bowling alley when gunfire rang out. Lisa's best friend, Trisha Aslin, was killed while trying to call 911. David says he saw the suspect drive away past police.
I thought maybe someone got out and was leaving, but they drove so casual. Turns out it was him.
And though the exhaustive manhunt is now over, police are still investigating a motive. Sources telling ABC News Card's sister told investigators she thought her brother may have been going after an ex-girlfriend who frequented the bowling alley.
Now, sources also tell ABC News that investigators found a suicide note addressed to Card's son, but nothing in it pointing to a specific motive. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Lisbon, Maine.
Switching gears now, the Pink 10K Run is happening at Evanstown Center Park today. The event is about raising awareness and funds to support breast cancer research, treatment, and patient support programs. So whether you're running or walking, you'll be covering a 10-kilometer distance. It's from 8 until 12. It should be great weather for the annual Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee in downtown North Augusta. Georgia Avenue will be full with vendors and stages set up for live music. Last night, Grammy Award-winning artist Toby Mac took to the main stage. Today, gates open at 10, and Sister Hazel will take the stage at 8 p.m. And Georgia Avenue from Center Street to Jackson Avenue will be closed until 2 a.m. Sunday morning. Vehicles coming from Augusta will be routed left onto Center Street. For more information on the free event and for a list of road closures, find the story on WJBF.com. Meteorologist Sherry Shealy joins us now with a quick check of the forecast. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning, Sean, and good morning to y'all. Happy Halloween weekend. So just in time, we have a beautiful full moon there we can see on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Canyon City. Also known as the Hunter's Moon, as it's the one that follows the Harvest Moon at the equinox. So here we go. Look at our satellite and radar. We've got high pressure overhead, which has been giving us these great conditions all week long, kind of giving us clear out of the clouds and allowing the warm temperatures to roll in. But spy this guy just behind it. We've got a cold front moving in that's really going to change things up next week. But for today, right now, the main story is we've got some spooky fog out there that's really making it a little difficult to see out on the roads, especially in Sparta, Sandersville down to 1 mile, Augusta 2 miles, Sylvania 1 mile. So keep that in mind as you hit the roads this morning. Temperature-wise, though, nice and mild in those mid-50s for us. So it is Halloween weekend, lots of events going on, including the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee, and it looks great for it. Starting off, might need a light jacket, but we'll warm up nicely into the 70s by midday and into those 80s later on this afternoon. So it is 3 days till Halloween. And of course, all things have to be themed with that, right? So our headlines, we've got that spooky morning fog, a wicked warm weekend, staying bone dry, and we've got chills and thrills ahead. I'll have all the details for you coming up. Sean?
All right, Sherry, thank you. How the community came together to honor lives lost in Aiken County. Details next. Sherry has the check of your forecast in less than 3 minutes.
Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Attorneys.
WJBF.com.
Hidden in plain sight, News Channel 6's in-depth look at child trafficking in the CSRA.
We have to have those conversations because it's out there.
Catch up on what you missed now at WJBF.com/hidden in plain sight. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Looking at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam outside of Television Park, we've got daybreak on the horizon, some nice shades of orange and yellow there mixed in with those clear blue skies for us. Temperature-wise, nice and mild at 54 degrees, winds nice and calm. The only issue there is some issues with visibility is we do have some low-lying fog there throughout the CSRA, really, so keep that in mind as you head out first thing this morning. So let's look at the big picture with our satellite and radar. So here we are. We've got high pressure overhead that's giving us all these nice conditions. It's really been hanging out all weekend long. But back behind it, we have this cold front that's creeping in. It's really going to change things for us next week. But for this weekend, though, keeping it nice and warm and wicked for the Halloween weekend. So 54 here in Augusta, but check it out to our west. You can definitely tell where that cold front is located because of the sharp temperature gradient, and back behind it, much, much cooler air. Check it out, 11 in Billings, Montana, and 8 degrees in Bismarck. Brr. So it's feeling nice and warm here, even though we are starting to see some color. So look at, thanks to our friends at Explore Fall, we do have some low color in our neck of the woods, and just to our north, some moderate color, and even starting to peak some there in the mountains. But for our farmers forecast back at home, we desperately need some rain in the northern CSRA, but unfortunately it is going to stay bone dry for the next several days there for us. And we can also see with that time change looming next week, the days are certainly getting shorter there for us. So looking at our rain chances, there it is, bone dry, my friends, as we go through the week. Not a chance of rain in the forecast, but what we do have is some looming changes. So let's look at the next 48 hours. Here we are. There's that cold front coming through, high pressure shifting to the east. So keeping it nice and dry, just a little bit of wispy clouds mixing in for your Saturday and continuing for your Sunday, kind of wash and repeat. A little more cloud cover for our southern counties on your Sunday, but then we'll leave you with our 48-hour futurecast in suspense as that cold front comes in closer and ends just in time for our cutoff for the 48 hours for Monday. Some more details to come there. But here's a little sneak peek as we look at our temperature trend. Going to be in the 80s through the weekend. Then just in time for trick-or-treating. Going to get a little bit of a treat there with a 10-degree drop. But then really plummeting into those below average temperatures after Halloween to start off November on the cool side for sure. So looking at that 10-day forecast again, a warm and wicked Halloween weekend with temperatures in those 80s, lows in the 50s, so nothing to worry about there. But then just in time for Halloween, we get some tricks and treats in there, and then a real treat for you, Sean, temperatures in the 50s.
I love it, Sherry. Thank you. Do you already have your outfit picked out for Halloween?
I don't.
No.
I don't. I have to work on that.
Okay, me too. Coming up, an epic fumble on Wheel of Fortune. What's trending is next.
Over the last cellophane going on right
future.
Hey y'all, welcome back. Time to take a look at what's trending. Sherry, I want your opinion on this one. So parents are going viral for keeping a big secret from their kids to the tune of $22 million. So a recent caller to a Tennessee radio station this month explained why he kept the jackpot win under wraps after winning 2 years ago. So he said they learned that many lottery winners overspend and go bankrupt within the next few years after hitting it big, and they didn't want it to happen to them. So what he decided to do was he didn't want his children to become waiters. I said, waiters? Waiting for us to die. Right, so I wasn't expecting that. So what would you do? I'm not a parent yet, but it's coming.
I'm sorry, I just got shocked that they were waiting to die. Yeah, it's probably not a terrible idea just to keep living life like you were living and just put back a little nest egg and surprise them later.
Yeah, I might give them $100 here or there, but they would never know.
Maybe up the allowance a little bit, you know, inflation, but yeah.
I think this is a great idea.
Yeah.
And this is a great story too. NFL running back Rashad Jennings was a contestant on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. He got stumped on a puzzle and it went viral. You'll see why in a second. And Jimmy Kimmel gave him a chance to redeem himself. Take a look.
Our 6 pins, which should help you out. Let them come up. Well, that's all right. That's okay. Okay, now.
You know what? This is bad, right? Why don't I know that letter?
I don't know. I wish I could help. I really do. But if you can buy some time by spinning the wheel.
I'm gonna spend it. Should cost you.
600.
P.
No. Sorry.
As soon as it popped up, I knew.
Yeah, well, we all knew once it popped up.
But it was a good time. It was a good time.
Well, we thought it would be right to give you a chance to redeem yourself here and give you another. So we have some puzzles on the wall, and each one's missing a letter. All right, let's look at our first puzzle on the wall. The category is movie titles. Movie titles, Rashad.
All right. I think it's a G.
Is it a G? It is a G.
And it is a G. Sherry, I was watching that episode too, so I was at my apartment screaming, "It's a Q! It's a Q!" But he didn't hear me though.
Oh, how embarrassing. But Guillermo, I mean, Vanna White, when she retires, he might be in the running for that.
Hey, you never know. But he needs to move a little bit quicker
A
though.
little bit quicker.
We always have fun here on GMA.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see the full segment on Kimmel's YouTube channel. I think I'll check it out. Coming up on Good Morning Augusta, if you're looking to make some extra money, you may want to consider getting into stocks. Well, you need to know that's coming up. But first, let's send to New York, where Gio Benitez is standing by with a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America. Good Saturday morning, Gio.
Hey, good morning to you. So good to see you on this Saturday. Coming up here on GMA, major developments overseas. Lewiston, Maine, now over. The suspected gunman found dead as the community mourns those 18 people killed. What we're learning as shelter-in-place orders are lifted. And fans in Globe Life Field, they are ready for Game 2 in the World Series today. After Game 1 between the Diamondbacks and the Rangers went into extra innings last night. What to expect, that is all ahead right here on GMA. We'll see you soon.
Heard in an hour. Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
And thank you for staying with us on your favorite weekend morning news. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock. Let's check back in with meteorologist Sherry Sheely for another check of your forecast. A sunny day on tap for us, Sherry.
That's right. So lots of sunshine on the way, but right now, looking at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, it's looking a little spooky in Swainsboro. Check it out. So pretty thick layer of fog there across the sky, and I believe at the ground level too. So it's a good reminder that whenever it is foggy like this, even though it's kind of cool since it's Halloween weekend, keep in mind that when you're on the roads, you want to keep those low beams on, have plenty of distance between you and the car in front of you, and just add a little extra time in your commute so you're not in a hurry, get to your destination safely. So looking at that satellite and radar, we've got high pressure overhead, which is really clearing things out for us, giving us ways for that nice sunshine coming in later this morning. and warm temperatures, but we have that cold front looming behind us that's going to push in and really change up conditions later next week. But for today and this morning, nice and mild with temperatures in those mid 50s there for us. And planning out the day today, I know there's lots of events going on, looking great, actually spectacular for that, as we're going to make it into the 70s by lunchtime and 80s by this afternoon. So again, we got to deal with some fog this morning, but then we've got a wicked warm weekend on tap. I have all the details on what you can expect for your weekend and the chills and thrills coming next week in your full forecast. Back to you, Sean.
Chills and thrills. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. In 2023, you can buy stocks in the same amount of time it would take you to place a bet online, but you may not know where to start. My good friend, investment advisor, and children finance author Prince Dykes joined me recently to share some advice with you.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
No problem. It's good to see you again. It seems like we've been together yesterday.
I know. Time flies, especially when you're having fun.
Yes, that is right. So let's get right to it. So what's the first steps for someone who never invested before?
Oh, for someone who's never invested before, when you go into this daunting world of the world of investing, people on TikTok, Instagram, they're watching reels. Every second you turn around, today we have too much information. Every second you turn around, if it's cryptocurrency, it's this stock, it's options, it's futures, it's real estate, it seems like it could be so much. But I tell people to look at three sectors of the market. Either you're going to be investing into, number one, a business, starting your own, or investing into someone else's business, or starting a franchise, or partnering with the franchise. Number two, you're going to be in some form of real estate, whether you're going to be buying a house, renting a house, doing something in the real estate market. And number three, you're going to be in stocks, which consists of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and things like that. And you have to know how much money do you have, and how much money can you afford to invest, and how much money do you need? Ask yourself those three questions. Now, when you look into stocks, stocks are very cheap and easy to get into. Because, for prime example, there you look at a company like Apple is $100 something, something that you can spend at Outback Steakhouse, and you're looking at, let's say, Amazon, right? Those are cheap, inexpensive things to get into. Whereas in real estate, it's not too much you're going to do with $200, unless you're leveraging up with some type of credit and things like that. Or you look at starting a business, it's going to be a little tough to start it with $200 too. But that's why people kind of lean towards, hey, I want to get into the world of investing. I want to start off, I will look at someone, look into the public markets, and you go into the public markets, I will start out with the S&P 500, which is a broad-based index of the top 500 companies in America.
So the S&P 500, should we just choose one company from that group or more than one company from that group?
If I was to start out, I would start out with the S&P 500 in general, because you can purchase the entire index. Today you have companies like SWPPX, that's the stock symbol for Charles Schwab, S&P 500. You have Vanguard, which is VOO, which is the stock symbol for them. And you also have the traditional one, which is the SPY, which is the SPY, which runs about $400. And you can pay $400, make an investment, have a dividend yield about 1%, something like that, what it is today. And you can buy that on a consistent basis. And that's your top 500 companies in America. And quite frankly, it's very hard to beat the S&P 500, which over the last 120 something years has averaged somewhere between 8 to 10% a year. So that would be my first step, to go with America. And then once you already invested into America, then you can, once you get a little bit of knowledge and become a little bit more comfortable with things, then you can look into individual companies, individual stocks, and then you can go off into the the world of options and futures and all those other great things.
And you mentioned this earlier, but how much money should we have in order to invest in stocks? Should you have maybe $500, $1,000, $20, or what's the perfect amount for someone?
I would tell someone, start with whatever you can start with. If it's $20, $500, but I would tell someone, save up to you at least get $500 and start early and do it as often as possible. I mean, best thing is to start as a child, and with the technology that we have today, you can buy fractional shares. Meaning, if you can't buy an entire share of Apple, you can buy a piece of Apple, or you can buy a piece of the index. So there's really no excuse to why you aren't invested, because every day we wake up, we are investing into these same exact companies. We're using Amazon, we're using Apple, we're using Facebook, Google, the plethora, Walmart, Target. So you're spending on one end, but are you investing on the other end? So I would say if I was someone, I would try to save up my first $500 and then do it on a consistent basis, whether that's weekly.
Absolutely. So what would be some of those tools that you would recommend a beginner use when it comes to these stocks?
I would say if you're a beginner and you're looking to invest, it's two ways. It's take me for example. I'm not a handy person. You're not going to catch me in my garage on a weekend changing out my motor. You're not going to catch me changing my motor or changing my oil and none of that, right? But that doesn't mean I'm not going to take care of my vehicle or my truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a mechanic. If I'm very mechanically inclined, then I will try to do it myself. So when it comes down to the world of investing, if you're not someone who has the time to do something or to look into it, seek out professional help. Licensed professional help in your area that's very easy to find. You can look at broker check and find, advisors around your area, someone that you're comfortable with. And if you're someone that says, I want to do it myself, I want to look at it, I want to learn these things myself, the first thing I would do is start to, if you're a social media person, start to follow certain social media things that you can, people that you can trust. But I would learn how to evaluate a business. Learn to read financial statements, using experience, going to conferences, networking.
And again, Prince, thank you. And you can find more information on WJBF.com. You can free your feels today at the Kroc Center. The event focuses on supporting the mental health of children and teens 3 through 19 by having open and honest discussions about their feelings with peers, parents, teachers, and themselves. It's from 10 until 2. Local author, filmmaker, and one of our great co-workers here at WJBF, Carlson T. Clay, will have a table talk and book signing for his new comic book, Chosen. It'll be from 1 until 3 over at the Book Tavern, downtown Augusta. Now, Chosen is about a vigilante who uses his martial arts skills and his superpower abilities to keep the city safe from the bad guys. The Georgia Department of Health wants to help you get into the Halloween spirit. It's going to be a drive-through trunk-or-treat happening today from 4 until 6 over at East Central Health District Office on North Leg Road here in Augusta. And there will also be music, health screenings, and resources, and so much more. Kevin Bacon is still on the loose. We have those details next.
The Live Hyundai.
Hey guys, I'm Anna Christina, host of Local Living. Be sure to catch us every Saturday at 9:30 to find out what's happening in the CSRA.
Local Living, Saturday morning at 9:30 on News Channel 6.
This is a perfect time to update your living space with a new sofa and love seat set from Davis Appliance and Furniture. Or update your indoor appliances with no credit needed financing. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Fall in love with fashion at Blissful Boutique in Rennes, Georgia. Introducing our stunning new fall inventory featuring the latest clothing lines in rich autumn hues. Show your team spirit with our exclusive college gear collection. Represent your alma mater in style. Discover the heart of Georgia with our locally made products crafted with love and care. And that's not all. Find the perfect gift for any occasion, from cozy scarves to charming home decor. Visit Blissful Boutique today, where fashion meets comfort in the heart of Rennes, Georgia. Your blissful fall awaits.
It's October.
Davis on Deansbridge is your one-stop shop for everything home. Update your bedroom suite or mattress set today. We offer no credit needed financing and delivery options to meet your needs. For the top brands at the lowest prices, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Kevin Bacon is still missing. No, not that one. The actor is fine. But the story is about a pig on the run whose escapades seem close to ending. Take a look.
That was the closest I was able to scoot my way towards him.
Chelsea Rumbaugh, who already had a lot of other animals.
This is Guinevere.
May I call her Gwen?
Yeah, you can call her Gwen.
When she saw an ad for this pig.
He was Kevin Bacon in his first home. We saw him listed online for sale for $50. He was listed as a Juliana pig. Those are pigs that are often sold as small or mini.
Which is just as often deceptive advertising, but too late. Chelsea met him and fell in love.
Bringing Kevin home was a no-brainer.
You wanted to bring home the bacon?
We wanted to bring home the bacon.
At first, everything was normal, or at least as normal as can be for bringing home a new pet pig.
He met our piglets through a fence, and everything was good.
But then,
So we got home from picking him up maybe 7:30 at night, and he was gone by 10:30 the next morning.
that was 2 weeks ago. He has come close to returning home, never closer than when we were there.
He kept looking up and seeing me, but every time previous, he would just run when he saw a person.
Not this time.
Anytime we have a positive interaction and he walks away instead of running away, that's good in our book. That means he still feels safe here.
Which makes Chelsea feel safe.
I mean, I have 2 kids that haven't even met him. Don't make me cry on camera. Sorry. I haven't cried like this whole time because I've been running on adrenaline, so I think it's just coming out now.
But she knows other people find this all a little funny, and she's fine with that. More than fine.
The humor helps me, and so it's great.
And we are moving and grooving. Another check of your forecast coming up in less than 3 minutes.
Caring for Carol.
Checkers. Get all that flavor delivered.
The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
It's going to be a spooktacular Saturday, and that starts first thing this morning with some spooky-looking fog and lower-level clouds there showing up on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam in the Augusta Marriott. So we've got the beautiful sunrise there, but it's masked by this lower level of clouds that's kind of giving this eerie look to the sky. Temperature-wise, though, nice and mild at 54 degrees. Wind's nice and calm, but again, some issues with the visibility due to that low-level fog. So here in Augusta, down to 2 miles, and several areas throughout the CSRA limited even more. So just keep that in mind as you head out this morning. Add a little extra time to your commute and take it slow so you can get to your destination safely. So the big story that's coming up is the temperature. So nice and warm this weekend. That includes nice mild temperatures this morning. But check out that line of temperature gradients there, and back behind it, very cold temperatures. So we've got 30s, we've got 20s, even single digits in Bismarck, North Dakota. And that cold weather is what's heading our way next week. So if you like the cold, we've got treats in store. But for right now, though, we've got high pressure that's in control of our forecast, clearing things out. It's going to be nice and sunny and warm for our weekend. But again, there's that cold front that's going to be creeping in over the next several days and really making changes into our forecast starting on Tuesday. Also, if you look way out to the edge, you see there, that's Tammy. So haven't had a whole lot going on there, but Tropical Storm Tammy right now dying down, winds at 50 miles per hour. Not a whole lot of organization there, and it will continue to die down as we head through the next couple of days as she goes to the east and decreases in wind speed and strength, and really nothing to talk about there. But since it showed up on the map, why not bring it up? But back to our farmers forecast. Need some rain there, but unfortunately there is none in the forecast. We're sticking bone dry for the next several days, and that's from Wilkes County over to Saluda County in that first and second level of drought there. But again, no relief in the forecast. But time-wise, those days are getting shorter, but we will get some relief next week when time changes and we fall back. But there we go, looking at the rain, keeping it with Mr. Skeleton there, bone dry for the next several days. Yeah, we need some rain. Hopefully October is going to be on the dry side, but hopefully November we'll see some relief. So our 48-hour future cast, again, there's that high pressure system sticking in control of our forecast over the weekend. Just a few wispy clouds here and there for your Saturday. Little more cloud cover on your Sunday, especially for our southern lying counties. But the big story is that looming cold front that's going to continue advancing towards us on Monday. And I'll leave you in suspense for just a moment on that. So Halloween countdown, we're 3 days away, and that's where the real thrills and chills come in. So look at our weekend, we're in the 80s, then dropping down on Halloween into the 70s with that cold front, and then really dipping down into those 50s after Halloween. So starting off November on the chilly side. So for your weekend, though, it's going to be wicked and warm with temperatures in the 80s for our highs, 50s for our lows, then really chilling down for Halloween and starting off November on the cold side. There's your forecast, and we'll be right back.
Miracle infinity of a car.
Well, something wanted to go back to school. A deer crashed into the Berwick area middle school, disrupting the school day, and that's in Pennsylvania. So the buck entered the classroom, but luckily, no, okay, there he goes. Come on, get up. Go ahead and go. Get out of here. So luckily no one was hurt. School officials quickly managed the situation, and the deer was safely removed by the State Game Commission. A close call, but Sherry, thankfully everyone is safe.
Oh dear.
There you go, I like it.
But nothing scary in our forecast for this weekend. In fact, it's a little on the wickedly warm side with 80s for our highs for the next several days before we have a big change coming in just in time for Halloween.
And y'all, the fun continues at 9, so come on back. We'll be here.